Hi there, Pride Plant Girl here. Just thought I'd bring you along for a quick little project that I'm working on. I have these little marker stakes from my garden. I purchased these and they have words printed on for different types of vegetables and crops that I might be growing. And I really like them. I like the size of them. But some of them are pretty generic, like squash. And I would like to be able to have some more specific headings or markers, I guess, in the garden. And I just need more of some things. Sometimes I have things planted in other parts of the yard, or sometimes I, with my potatoes in a bucket especially, I like to know what varieties in each bucket and how many I planted in it. So it's things like that I'd like to have more markers for. And this little set that I bought at Peavey Mart, if anyone's interested. It comes with a variety of vegetables on it and some plain markers that you can customize as well. But I thought I would just like a few more that I could customize a bit more from year to year. So actually I've had this project in the works for a few years and just been deciding exactly how I want to do it. So I had when we were doing another project, my husband runs some scrap wood through the table saw so that we could just get some nice size little markers. I took them through then with the miter, the chop saw, and just kind of cut down the corners to a point there on one end. And I was painting something recently, so I just slapped a coat of paint on these because I finally figured out how exactly I want to do them so that I can customize them from year to year. So I've just put an initial coat of paint on just to give them a nice bright color. Probably doesn't really matter in the end for what I'm doing, but it hopefully will help protect them as well a little bit. And then I picked up this chalkboard paint. Now this isn't chalk paint, which I think is kind of trendy right now for redoing furniture and things, but this is chalkboard paint, and it's used for making chalkboards. So if you're old like me, you'll remember chalkboards where you write on in school at the front of the class before they had the whiteboards. So that's what this paint is, and this just comes in a spray can. You can also get it in a brush-on style, and I've used it a few different ways. But today I'm just going to use a spray can, and I pushed the markers in, so I think I'll just spray them to that point that they're pushed into the box here. So like I said, the initial coat of paint really doesn't matter much, except that I needed something to kind of prime the wood before I use this on it. And then I bought some chalk markers, and I've never used chalk markers before, but I thought they would be a nice bright way to mark these. And they're supposed to stay on and be usable outdoors until you wipe them off with a wet cloth, and then you're supposed to be able to reuse them, reuse the chalkboard and rewrite on them. So I'm hoping that works out, and that's my plan for these. So the first thing I need to do is spray these with the chalkboard paint, and you're supposed to have a few good coats and then let it dry for 24 hours. And then you need to do something called seasoning the chalkboard, which I haven't looked up again, but if I remember from doing this years ago, it's just basically running a piece of actual chalk over it, wiping it off, running it over it, wiping it off a few times, and that just seasons the chalkboard. What exactly that means, I don't know, but it seems to make the chalk adhere and work better later on. So I'm just going to get started with spraying these, and I just thought I'd bring you along in case someone else is interested in doing a project like this. And it's been calm all afternoon, and when I decided to do this, the wind has decided to get up a little bit, so hopefully I don't make too big of a mess. Okay, so I got them all painted with the chalkboard paint, and now they just need to dry for 24 hours before I can condition them with the chalk. So once I do that, then they should be ready to mark up and label the way I want. So I'll put a shot of one labeled up at the end here when I get that done in about 24 hours. So I hope you found this interesting, and thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time. Bye.